There is a substantial risk of loss associated with trading forex, binary options, stocks, or equities, collectively, asset classes. Only risk capital should be used for trading. Trading in any asset classes is not appropriate for everyone. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. No representation is being made that investors will make profits, or will not sustain losses. Before trading in any asset classes, investors should consult with their professional broker, financial advisor, or financial consultant to determine whether trading asset classes is appropriate. Investors who trade in any asset classes should only do so if the capital used for this purpose represents funds that an investor can afford to lose without adversely impacting the investor's lifestyle. No trading strategy or methodology is without risk of loss. No trading strategy is risk-free, and no trading strategy can guarantee profits or freedom from losses. Investors risk losing the cost to execute any transaction, including associated commissions or fees. You should carefully consider whether trading in any asset class is appropriate for you in light of your investment experience and financial resources. Any trading decisions you make are solely your responsibility and at your own risk. None of the statements or materials in the Auvoria Prime chat rooms constitute a solicitation or recommendation to buy or sell.
What's going on, guys? Sitting at the house on the couch. Welcome to the Developer Insights call for the week. All right. This call, again, we go over all things arrow, red light, green light, market makers trend, updates. So before I turn it over to you guys, give you updates. The re-optimized version of Market Maker we'll be testing out next week. So you can expect for that to be out the week after, or was that 1st of February? Is when you guys be expecting the re-optimized version. And then after that, we're going to concentrate on getting Market Maker and red light, green light into MT5 before we go to the newer version. So I talked to you guys about last week about putting out the re-optimized version first. All right. So for everybody that wasn't on the last call, we talked about that. We'll put the re-optimized version out first, and then we'll come out with the scalping version. For those who haven't heard about the scalping version, the strategy with Market Maker is to go to a scalping version so that we have smaller swings. As you guys know, Market Maker can swing big. You can go on a winning streak like we had September, October, November, where everybody was winning 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%, gains for the month. But then you can have months where you're down 20%. And so the goal is to shorten some of those swings on both ends, mainly the downside. But if you shorten the downside, of course, you're going to lose some on the upside with scalping. All right. Also, with scalping allows for us to have more data, because with scalping, the trend is going to be found on the M1, the M5. All right. And with that being said, that allows for the M1 and the M5 allows for more data because there's more candlesticks on the M1 and M5. So trends should be a lot more favorable. They should be a lot more prevalent, and it shouldn't matter what broker you're on. All right. We're going to be testing out Market Maker on multiple brokers as we do back testing. So we've got data. We got more data from other providers. So now we'll start doing our back testing on multiple brokers so that we can actually have a little bit more uniformity. And we should have a lot more, again, by using the smaller, the lower time frames, the minute 1, minute 5 for trend. So that as an update for everybody, right? Red light, green light, looking to have it out as well. We're going to start red light, green light off trading gold. All right. So it's going to start off trading gold just like we did with Market Maker. Market Maker started off with DAX, and then we added to it. Red light, green light is going to start off with gold. Then we'll add oil. And then, hey, we got some other stuff coming that we'll add after that. So the whole goal is same thing with that. Have it on a small time frame so we don't have the issue of the data issue that some brokers have, but then also have a little bit better accuracy on the trend because it is on the smaller time frame, allowing for what? Allowing for the software to really have the opportunity to understand trends, trend changes, things of that nature. All right. So those are the updates. Once red light, green light, and Market Maker are out, I've got some ideas on what to do with Arrow that'll make Arrow fun again. But we're not gonna talk about those right now. So right now, just red light, green light, and Market Maker's trend. Those are updates. Been a very good week with Market Maker this week. So we had a lot of fun with the market trending the way it is. I think somebody in the chat said that market maker was looking like its old self. I would agree. So at this point, those are all the updates that I have. So if that's what you came for, definitely can drop off. Like I said, I'll be posting results in the chat next week with the new re-optimized version. If you have any questions, though, go ahead and ask those questions right now. Otherwise, we'll end the call. We got 10 people on today, including myself. We were at 11, so 10 people plus myself. That's the most we've had on in months. Cool. Looking for the updates. Cool. Anybody got anything? Again, you can unmute yourself and ask if you have questions or put it in the chat. I'll give it another minute or two. If nothing, then we'll definitely end the call so everybody can get back to their day. Been a good week. Jay's got a question. Go ahead, Jay. You can unmute or you can just ask it in the chat. It's up to you.
Hey, Nate, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, all good. It's Jay. I'm just calling from London. Nate, I was using MMT for last maybe 6 months. Great performance, and then we hit a little bit of a stumbling block at December. Obviously, it was a decision. Some people stopped trading, some people kept trading, etc. I turned mine off maybe about midway through December when I saw the actual trades not hitting. But as we've come into this year, it doesn't feel like the markets and MMT are kind of like in sync. Is there a reason for that, or is that the reason why you're doing the updates and the upgrades?
Well, I always do upgrades. So, the market, what we've noticed, with backtesting, this is something I tell people all the time. Most people want to design softwares and have all these 10, 15 years of backtest to show that their strategy works. All right. And that's cool. It's cool to have software that shows it can perform in the last 10, 15 years. But the last 10, 15 years is nothing like what the market is today. 10, 15 years ago, there could be, Trump could have came out and tweeted something and the market would never have reacted. Elon Musk could have said something and the market would have never done anything. Now, Trump can tweet something, Elon Musk can do something, and the markets react to it. So the market is just significantly more volatile. CPI news didn't move the market. The CPI news is more volatile than NFP. If you guys ever noticed, over the last, I'd probably say 6 to 9 months, NFP has been very mild. Our biggest moves are FOMC, CPI. The market didn't move like that, in the last 10, 15 years, last 2, 3 years. So the market is just reacting different to news. The market moves at different times. There's days where market open comes and the market doesn't really move, until an hour and a half later, at the end of London session. So the markets are all forever changing. And when they forever change, you have to ensure that you keep up with the market. That is why I don't focus on trying to build a strategy that works for 10, 15 years. Right? It's all about re-optimizing. This year, the second half of this year, my goal is to have market maker out. So I use machine learning to train market maker to trade each individual pair. And the goal later this year is to get to add true artificial intelligence to market maker by embedding neural links from market maker to the machine learning algorithm. That way, market maker is always updating itself. That way, I will never have to re-optimize it. It will always be re-optimizing itself. Of course, we'll have to finesse it on when it releases those updates and things of that nature. It'll let you know, update. There'll be a lot of things we put in place so that you are aware when updates have happened. And of course, but the goal is to ensure that it's always staying on top of the market. Right now, we have to manually do it. So we wait till every 90, 120 days, right in that mark. That's about when we see that the old strategies are starting to deteriorate. That should tell you right there that the markets are They're changing. So therefore, you have to we take in the new data of those last 90 to 120 days of the market changing to get to get new parameters that come out and perform. So that is how we stay ahead of the curve, is by re-optimizing. And the goal is to even get ahead of that is to have market maker adjusting itself, over the weekend. And then, when it starts up the next week, it's letting you know that, hey, we had update. I updated myself, and DAX now has new parameters. US 30 stay the same, NOS stay the same, whatever the case may be. So this is about staying true to the market. So the market's changing. That's the issue. If you look at it, every software, has their ups and downs. Some softwares that weren't performing are now performing. Why? Because the markets have changed. And what we're seeing is they're changing every really 60 to 120 days. And it's all coming down to news. It all comes down to how volatile news is. You'll see a big shift, market trending up. And then CPI news comes, and then for the next month, it's just a sell-off, with nice pullbacks, but the market sells off. So, market makers had a great week. What's been going on this week? The market's been trending up and down in big ways, which is why market makers performing well. And so that's why I said I'm looking forward to the scalpings, because when scalping settings come out, it doesn't matter if it's trending up or down, or it's just short runs. It's going to scalp smaller wins, but more consistent gains and higher win rate, which will allow for us to account for when the market isn't trending, or like a December market where the market still move. I manually traded. I turned market maker off, but I manually traded in December, and I traded up until the week of Christmas, and then I stopped like around the 20th, I think it was. But market was still good. But market, it wasn't volatile enough to push market maker, to the point where it was locking in profits or hitting TPs, because of how it's set up now. A lot of those TPs are 1,000 to 1,500 pips. That's a good move. And so that's just the market. The market's forever changing. So you have to we re-optimize so that we react to the market changes. And the goal is second half of this year that we don't have to react anymore. That market maker and red light, green light are set up so that they're making changes, as the market is changing itself, and it does it itself. And then that way it's always staying true to what the market changes. That answer your question there?
Yeah. Thanks, Nate. Yeah, that perfectly makes sense. Thanks for that.
Anybody else? Nobody else? All right. Hey, well, I appreciate everybody jumping on. All right, hold on. Here we go. Is the AI optimization coming in the next update? No. I just said that the goal is to have that out second half of this year. All we're doing is using AI to re-optimize the current results, which is what I've been doing. So market maker is a hybrid. It's not artificial intelligence, but it's trained with artificial intelligence. Second half of this year, there is a technique we can use that will allow market maker to go from a hybrid to a full-blown artificial intelligence software. And so that's what we're working on building second half of the year. It'll be an MT5 only as we look to migrate there. That way, AI is keeping market maker and red light, green light up to speed on the market, and it's making its changes on its own. And all we're doing is just monitoring results. And of course, if we need to make any tweaks, to the actual coding of, the AI side, that's, telling it to make its changes, then we can do so based on the parameters and everything that we want to see it stay within. So, but that AI update, like I stated, is what we're looking to have second half of the year. Don't ask about it, please. The goal is to have it out second half of the year. AI is not easy. Designing an algorithm, period, that can trade is not easy. So adding the AI piece to it is not going to be easy feat. And, I don't want anybody to expect it. My goal is to try to have it out second half of the year sometime. Whatever that looks like, I don't know. If we can even make it happen second half of the year, I don't know. That's the goal. That's what's on the board. We haven't started it yet. The goal is once we get to MT5, then we can actually, we'll start the process then, because that's where the market is going. MT5, MT4 will be sometime this year. We'll be gone. And so the goal is to get ready for MT5. All right. Any other questions?
Nate, sorry, just got one more question for red light, green light. I haven't been on this course a little while, so please excuse me if you're going to be repeating yourself here. I remember you talking about red light, green light EA. Is that something that's going to be dropping soon?
Yep. That's what I was just talking about. So the EA, the gold, that's what trading gold is what we're going to start off with, just like market maker. So red light, green light, EA, looking to have that launch here in the next few weeks as well.
Amazing. Nice one.
So it looks like it's going to be February. I've had to push it out again, just trying to get it. This year's theme is to stop going for the huge gains. Like we loved how market maker performed last year, outside of the glitch. Now the goal is to let's bring that down to where maybe the gains aren't as big, but the swings aren't that big. I know people that have accounts that are up 150, 200%, but they have like 28 to 39% drawdown. I'd rather see over 6 months a 60% gain with 5% drawdown. And that's kind of the goal, is to bring able to get the drawdown lower, because the lower the drawdown, the safer it is. The lower the drawdown, the smaller the big swings are. So you don't see these huge swings where you're up 10% one day and then you're down 20% the next week and then you're back up 40%. Those back and forth, some inconsistencies. And we're trying to lessen those. And not only their inconsistencies, but most humans, as we trade, most traders, most can't handle the ups and downs of trading. So, they expect the software to always win. One, they already have the wrong mentality. And then two, seeing the huge swings, makes it very difficult for them to have to deal with. So the goal is to make it a lot safer, something that an institution would be happy to use, on $1 billion fund. So if they saw something, hey, you got 60% gains in 6 months with, only 5% drawdown, that right there is something that a hedge fund, a bank would love to have. And that's kind of the goal. 8 to 10% a month, not too small, not too shabby. Most people think that's kind of small, and I get it. But guess what? 6% a month, as you compound that every month, if you go do the math, you use 6% a month, you do 100% a year, you double your account. Now it's cool to double your account in 2 to 3 months or 6 months, like some people have done with Market Maker. But until we can do that safely, we're gonna lessen it down and try to learn from the scalping aspect. So I think we're aiming right now for that 8 to 10% gain every month with low drawdown. It's kind of what we're aiming for. So with that kind of gains, you get that consistency over the course of a year, and you're looking at 150, 200% returns, over the course of a year. So that's kind of the goal. Same thing with red light, green light as well. Gold is another animal. I don't trade gold much, so it's taking a little longer than I thought it would to kind of figure out what that looks like with gold.
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks for that.
Yep. Anybody else?
Nate, any updates on the new regulated broker?
Yes, they are out. I will be dropping the information in the chat, but they are ready to roll. I've already spoke to him. He's already made the changes. I'm going to be testing Market Maker on it next week. I actually had a lunch meeting with him, with the owner of the broker yesterday. So we actually met. He lives not too far from me. So when he's actually in the country or in town and I get a chance to speak with him, I get to sit down with him. So cool thing, man. They got a lot of cool things, regulated, leverage still the same, 1 to 500. They actually have trading view in the back office, and it's connected to MT4. MT5. So I'm gonna be testing them, but I'm gonna be testing them on I might do some copy trading because they are MT5. But they've got trading view in the background. So you can actually, for those who love trading view, you can mark your charts up on trading view, take trades on trading view, and it will automatically copy to your MT5 account, that you have with them. So they've got a very, very nice setup. So I'll drop the link in the group. That way everybody has access to that. But it won't be any good to use them just yet with Market Maker or red light, green light until I get my software's converted to MT5. So that's the situation with them. So like I said, I might even those in the US will have access to them. Yes.
All right. So cool. How are the spreads looking?
low, like 0.3.
All right. Oh, that's good. That's cool.
If you ever use IC markets, they're on that same level.
Okay.
So, yep. So they are. And with regulated brokers come with the regulated liquidity providers. So yeah, I'm looking forward to working with them. So like I said, I'm gonna be pushing hard. So the month of February, the goal is to have MT5 already set up for market maker and red light, green light, so that we can go ahead and start moving over. All right. Anybody else? They are not a U.S. broker, but those here in the U.S. will have access to them. But they are not a U.S. broker. They're registered offshore, like all. But you will, as a U.S. citizen, you can access them for now. They will eventually shut their doors, but I'll be sending out a link, for them here in a minute. Yeah, Ron, I love the updates too. I just need it to come true now. They are available worldwide. They're available worldwide. They're regulated, so they're available worldwide, except for the countries that don't accept them. And that's just more or less, they don't accept any brokers because they don't allow trading. So, like your Russians right now and a couple other countries. The typical countries that you see that are banned on most brokers. So, but they are a regulated broker, which means they can be used everywhere in the world. Any other questions? All right, cool. Well, I appreciate everybody jumping on. Biggest call we've had in months. If you're going to trade today, make sure to trade responsibly. I'll see you guys in the funny papers.